Weekly TV. I'm Stacey O'Keefe and I am the Editor-in-Chief here at Fashion Weekly. I'm thrilled to announce that we will be releasing an interview series with some of Brisbane's most influential bloggers. And today I am so excited because we have the beautiful and gorgeous Rachel Anderson with us.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us, my dear.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So we've got quite a number of really exciting questions, but I guess my first question that I want to ask you is who are you and how did your fabulous world begin?
So my name is Rachel Anderson and I have a channel and social media under the name of Rachel Lee A, and I started into this world by reading a magazine article about sort of social media and the online world, and I saw these two girls in America doing it and I fell in love instantly. I watched their videos, I was like, I have to do this, and 3 days later I have a channel, and 4 years later this is where I am.
Oh my goodness. Has the journey been easy?
It's had its ups and downs. There's definitely been some hard times, but I wouldn't change it for anything. It's been so worthwhile.
That is amazing. So you've got a very strong following on YouTube and Instagram. I guess what's your secret?
Being consistent, making sure you're always producing content and keeping up with it, and looking to current trends and finding what your followers like and providing that to them.
Wow. And 4 years later, have you found it hard to be reinventing yourself? Or how do you keep coming up with new and fresh ideas?
It is a little hard sometimes. I feel like every second month you go in and out of this wave where you kind of like, I don't know what's new, but then all of a sudden if you tend to go outside or you read things or you look at other videos, you kind of get these great ideas. Or even Pinterest. I think Pinterest is my favorite. You can look for inspiration and all of a sudden you're flooded with ideas and you write them all down and then you've got something to work on.
So I'd love to know what motivates you and what inspires you.
I find getting out of the house when I can tends to motivate me and inspires me. Also, just kind of going through things on the internet like Pinterest, looking at images, and even reading. I find that when I read things, whether it be magazines or books, it tends to give me little ideas here and there. Even eating out and getting food is actually another thing that tends to inspire.
Do you have a favourite hotspot in Brisbane?
I do. My favourite restaurant is the Chow House on James Street. It has the most amazing, crispy tofu dish. It comes like this big stack. It's amazing.
Oh, wow. So I guess with people knowing you, they can also form opinions, and social media does sort of bring that negativity sometimes. How do you deal with it?
I tend to just delete comments when I see them if they're really negative or people being nasty. I've always said, and for the longest time, that you don't plaster your bedroom wall or your house or your office with negative quotes, so why would you do it with your social media? So my theory has always been to just keep deleting them, because within a couple of hours you can't even remember what they've said.
That's really good advice. Now, with YouTubing every 3 times a week, is that right?
3 to 4. If I can squeeze a 4th video in, I will, but...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Is it stressful, and sort of how do you manage that?
It can be really stressful, especially if a lot of other things come up. I sometimes try to work in advance, so if I can produce a couple of videos in one day or be working on multiple videos at one time, it does take the stress away, so that if I do have to go away or something comes up, I've got a little bit of a stockpile to help me get through. But otherwise, yes, sometimes when you're caught out, it can become very stressful.
Wow. And what does a normal day look like for you?
Usually I wake up, I start my day with coffee because it's coffee.
Coffee, absolutely.
I have to start my day with coffee. And then I tend to sit down, I do emails, check through comments, check through my social media, see what I've missed out in that period of me sleeping, and then I like to have a diary in which I kind of do to-do lists, plan out what I'm going to be doing for my YouTube, my Instagram, my blog, also the things around the house. Just cleaning, washing, all that sort of stuff. And then I just kind of get to work on it. Sometimes if I'm feeling really organized, I'll actually use a proper calendar and set out all of my day in little increments, 1 hour to do this and half an hour to do this, if I'm feeling really organized.
Yeah.
But otherwise I just try and make a to-do list, and then if I don't get it done in one day, I just move on to the next day with it.
Now, is there a moment that has defined you or pushed you to succeed?
I think at the end of last year, I quit my job in retail. I decided I'd had enough and I was like, I can't do this anymore, and I quit my job. I moved all of my belongings and things home to my mum's to minimise my bills, and I just started working on YouTube full time, and I pushed and I pushed and I pushed, and I produced a lot of content in that time. At one point I was uploading every day, and I just kept going and going, and 6 months later my goal was to be able to move back out of home, and I made that goal, and that was sort of that point of, you know, losing a consistent income to really pushing myself to where I am now.
Wow, and it's obviously been worth it, and it's paid off.
So worth it, and I'm so thankful to be able to be in the position that I'm in.
Now, my dear, if you only had to choose solely to only blog or vlog about fashion, beauty, or wellness, which one would it be?
That's a really hard question because I love all of them, but right now I'm kind of going down this path of wellness and mental health and feeling good from the inside out. So I think I would pick that one for now because that's definitely where I'm going with a lot of blog posts.
Excellent. So on that note, what advice would you give aspiring bloggers?
To be really consistent. I know that it's really hard. I've been there. I've been working full time while trying to blog, but try your hardest to be very consistent and keep producing content. You really can't go a very long period without showing your followers something, and having a look around at what the current trends are. That's another good thing, and keeping up with holidays, so Christmas, Valentine's Day, all of those things, because they're really great things to look for.
Excellent. Thank you. Now I've got some rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's do this. Brisbane or Paris?
Paris, by far.
Who is your favourite fashion icon?
I think Lauren Conrad. She's always had amazing style.
What's your ultimate beauty tip?
Make sure you carry a powder with you everywhere for touch-ups. I've been caught out way too many times.
One product you can't live without?
Brows or mascara?
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Are you a morning person?
Sometimes, it depends. I feel like I go in and out every second week.
Pet hate?
People who use the word seen incorrectly.
Do you love shopping?
I love shopping.
And what is next?
I think my blog. I've been working on writing a little bit and I've really been enjoying it, so I'll definitely be blogging a little bit more.
Rachel, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's been so much fun.
It has, isn't it?
It has. Now, do you want to take us out?
You can follow me on all of my social media under Rachel Lee A. There will be links down in the description.
Now guys, if you've enjoyed this video, because we've had so much fun making it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and stay tuned, we've got heaps more to come.